G'day, it's Jane from Thread My Bobbin, and today I've got a bit of an update on my preparations for Dear Jane for next year. First of all, I just want to say welcome to new subscribers. I've had quite a few over the last week or two, and also thanks to people who've been watching Vlogmas. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I quite enjoy it. I'm going to take a break each Friday from Vlogmas, and on Saturdays I'll just have my regular video like this. I thought I'd give a bit of an update on where I'm up to with my Dear Jane prep. I know not everyone likes to over prepare like me, but it's just the way my mind works. So the first thing I did was finally get my colour scheme worked out. So this is what my colours are going to look like. So it'll all be in Tilda fabrics, and I have spent quite a bit of time on this. I did about 4 or 5 of these, and then each time I would take out colours I didn't like or change the pattern. So I've ended up, this will be the kind of yellowy green colour that goes in the 4 corners and then in the very centre block. You can see that there. And then we've got 2 different greens, like a mid green, a dark green, blue, purple, pink, purple, blue, mid green, blue, purple, and pink again. I took out all the browns, and I had a few blues that were really bright, but I've gone for kind of the darker blues in this. It'll all be Tilda fabrics, so I've gone through and I've got them sorted here. I'm not going to go through them. I showed those in the last video, but I've pulled out the ones that I'm not going to use. So all the ones I'm going to use are here, ready to go. My patterns are printed off, and I found this really helpful, even though it took a fair bit of time, but I feel, you know, happy with that pattern now. Now in terms, oh, and I also I ordered another 6 meters of the background fabric. So I think I've got 8 meters in total, but it's a Devon stone background, so I don't think I'll have any trouble getting it in case I run out. The other thing I just wanted to talk about was the timing of how many blocks I'm going to do and my 2-year plan for getting this quilt finished. You know, there's going to be lots of people doing it on different time frames, and you do whatever suits you, because we're all got different busy lives. But for me, I'm going to aim for 3 blocks a week. So I've decided that because 3 blocks a week, I've got a chart here, takes up 1 year and 5 months. That fits nicely into my 2-year plan to get this finished. It allows for weeks where, you know, you get a few extra blocks done, or something happens you don't get blocks done, without that pressure of feeling like I've got to do a block every day. If you do a block every day, 7 blocks a week, you would have it finished in 7.5 months. So you could do this in, you know, 8 months to 1 year if you want to do it much quicker. 4 blocks a week will give you 1 year and a month. 5 blocks a week will give you 10.5 months, and 6 blocks a week will be done in 9 months. Anyway, I'm aiming for 3 blocks a week. I want to enjoy this. There's not a deadline to rush towards. There's no reason for it to be rushed. I want to be able to fussy cut pieces and take my time to really make this a beautiful quilt. Now I thought about the order I'm going to sew the blocks in. I did think about going from the center out, but what I've decided to do is just to go in order of the blocks in the book. So starting at A1, 2, 3, and so on throughout the blocks. I'm going to start, probably not the first few weeks, but once I get going, I'm going to start making triangles early. So I'll be adding triangles in, because I don't want to get to the end of it and have all the triangles left to do, because a lot of them look quite detailed. And there's one other thing I wanted to mention about Dear Jane. About 6-8 weeks ago, I got my Ancestry DNA test results back. And so I've known parts of my family tree, but not that far back. And I decided to do the Ancestry DNA results, and it's been amazing. It's been really, really good. I didn't know I had any convict ancestors, and I have 4. For various things, some quite serious, some clearly people were just poor and, you know, trying to survive. but I'll talk about that on another day. But what was exciting for me was finding out that in my background I have 6 Janes. And so when I was given the name Jane, it was just chosen because that's what my mother really liked. There were no other Janes in the family to anyone's knowledge. I've never seen any in any family trees. But yeah, I have 6 Janes now in my family tree. And so what I'm doing now is starting to try and track them down, put their trees and information together. I found out that one of them is actually buried here locally. So, you know, I plan on going out and finding her gravestone. We have a trip planned next year to Ireland and Scotland, so I'm hoping I can find some more information out about them there. So my quilt's going to be called the 7 Janes because I'm the 7th. And what I plan on doing is, while I'm researching their trees over the next 2 years, when I finish the quilt, on this block, I'll hold it up there, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's got 6 petals. Actually, I'll show you in, this might be easier to see. So this is the block where Jane writes in wartime. She writes the number of pieces. So my plan is that on those 6 petals, and I might have to make them a bit larger, I will embroider each of their names and, you know, and dates of birth and death. And then, you know, of course, where Jane Sickles put her name, I'll put my name. So my quilt will be 7 Janes. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can find out about them. I'm not sure how much information's out there. So that's me. I feel I'm good to go now. I'm ready to start, and I can't wait to start actually. My thoughts on videos about Dear Jane, I'm not going to be doing tutorials because I'm going to be learning how to do all this as I go along. You know, I'm just going to be sharing what I do each week. But I thought maybe I'd do a video once a fortnight because every week for 2 years, Dear Jane might become a bit much. So I thought maybe every fortnight I would just update with the blocks that I've done and then continue on with my regular vlog and other things that I'm making. Okay, that's my last Dear Jane video before next year when we'll actually start looking at the blocks. And I've got a Vlogmas video coming up, and I'll have an end of year update on my initial UFO video on what I got done this year. I also have actually been working on, because I had to vacuum all the broken pottery up, which got everywhere, I thought, hey, while I'm at it, I might as well move things around. So this room is kind of in the process of getting, I wouldn't say a full makeover, but a light makeover. And I'm going to put that all just in one video and show you before the end of December. Have a great evening, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.